Hello, welcome to my video. Recently I've just been doing a lot of shorts, so I want to just make a video of me talking to the camera instead, so I can tell you guys about myself and just, give a little bit of a background. I do have a video on here already where where I did, talk a little bit about myself and my business. It's the illustration video if you want to go look at it. I'm just doing a voiceover for an illustration that I did back in the past. I was planning for most of my videos was just to do like a voiceover of my illustrations, but I just thought I'd get on here and talk about some stuff since I'm already, I'm making products and I'm opening my shop and things like that. So, so basically I just want to talk about like some things that I have planned, some things I want to do, and what I have done. So I guess I'll start with what I have done, or like why. I'm just going to talk about why I opened my shop. Truthfully, I opened this shop back in 2023. And I've technically had an open shop since 2014, but that's my Etsy shop, which I'm thinking now, since I'm doing all the marketing myself and having to get all of the bring in my own traffic, I have gotten like a very small amount of sales on Etsy, but like nothing too crazy. But of course I'm appreciative for all the sales that I got, because when I got them I was always so happy and overjoyed. Like, who thinks that people would want to, sometimes you just don't really believe that people are going to want something that you made, especially handmade products. So my Etsy is mostly my handmade products, though I'm not going to stop. I was just trying to find stuff that I could make and not have to worry about it so much. So I found or heard about print on demand stores where you design stuff and you put it on a product and they take care of the printing and shipping for you. I went ahead and bought my own mugs so I could see the quality of them and all that kind of stuff. I did update the files because it was looking a little bit grainy to me. But when I opened the shop in 2023, my cousin, she bought a mug and she said that she absolutely loved the mug's texture and it was really good quality. I have bought my mugs for myself, but I'm still waiting on them to get here. My biggest thing with these tumblers is, like, unfortunately I would love to do this all in-house, but that means that there's a huge risk for me that I really cannot take on, which would be buying the tumblers, buying the UV transfer prints, and then shipping them off. So as much as that's what I genuinely want to do, I want to make all my products in-house. I feel like it was the safer route was to have another company do it for me. I'm not a huge fan of how much I have to charge, because like they charge me to make them and then I have to make a profit off of that. But it's just it's an investment for my future, because if someone's willing to buy my tumblers or my products at the price that they are, then I'm sure that when I start making them in-house, people are going to buy them for the price that I'm going to charge. So, and this is all just to really help me gauge what are products that people really like, what is it that people are really willing to spend their money on, and what products, when I do bring it in-house, should I focus on. If this seems to just work better for me, I'll just keep doing it this way. But there's just certain things that I'm just, if I don't bring the sweaters or the mugs in-house, because the prices that those things are kind of the price that they will always be, even if I do bring them in-house. The only thing that I know of, based off of my own research, that price would even change would be the tumblers, because it's really not that crazy. But I bought them from them, so I paid their price for the products. I pay the price that they have for the product. Every purchase you guys make, a huge chunk of that goes back to the company that makes these products for me. And I went this route because I was already drawing a lot of stuff. I already have a lot of art that I draw, because I love to draw. And I already had pretty much graphics that I could use to create these products. Plus I always wanted to see my own illustrations on something. I still have a bunch of things in the future, I want to do more stationery. I want to make journals. I have done stickers, but when I did them in 2023, my shop's name was Simply Charmed Creations. I have since, this page was Simply Charmed 2, and my craft page, where I design polymer clay things. Currently for that page, I'm working on some more resin charms. I have a lot of products for that already available. You can still shop my Etsy for any handmade products that are still on the shop, but I'm going to start transferring over all those handmade products to my Shopify shop, since I have to pay on either one. Like Etsy is like what used to be a very low barrier to entry, but now even they have it's a one-time payment to open your shop with Etsy. But back when I started, there was like no charge whatsoever. You just paid on what you made. But now it's like you have to pay that, and then you have to pay on what you make, and it's just like the whole purpose for me to begin with for Etsy was that everyone said that you don't have to do the marketing yourself. You don't have to, the people will come and you have to do little to no marketing for that to happen, which obviously isn't true. You should do some kind of work in your business, and that's what I'm learning more and more as time goes on, that I need to work harder to market myself. And I'm just realizing that how much marketing that I am going to have to do for both of my shops. I decided to just condense it down into one shop and potentially close my Etsy, or on my Etsy just do digital downloads, because it seems like people who do digital downloads on Etsy have more success, just in my point of view, um, than people who sell physical products. I do believe it depends on where you start. I know a lot of people that I follow, they did start their shop on Etsy, but they had a huge following on their social media platforms. And the more I get into my small business and social media, the less the algorithms are really working for me. So it's like I have to do more of the work now. So everyone has been saying, if you want your business to grow, if you want the traction, if you want the audience, you have to get on YouTube. So here I am on YouTube, and I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to like give people more insight on my business and what I'm doing and what I'm planning on doing. I don't really know how the videos will go from here. They'll probably be ASMR videos. Probably won't show my face as much. Probably, be a lot of time-lapse videos of the art I'm doing, and then just be talking about my plans or my idea behind the art itself. So I'm going to be pretty much making more Tumblr designs, stuff that can be used during the upcoming month of February. So I have some characters that are called Melon and Collie. That's their names, Melon and Collie, and together their names are Melancholy Bear. And they're a couple. They own a bakery. I originally made these designs to do digital downloads, like digital planner stickers, on my Etsy shop, but then I decided that I really like them a lot, and that they have more use for me if I did them, if I just kept them as, product merch and stuff like that. I just felt it made more sense because I just, was overflowed with ideas and things that I wanted to do and make. So I decided that I would, make them into tumblers and stationery products. They're still going to be used for mostly planner, dedicated things and stationery dedicated things, because that's just they're about, like helping you do tasks, or just like doing tasks and you kind of like do the task along with them. So right now the idea is to do a cleaning shirt, or this is my cleaning shirt with them, and just a mug that has their heads on it that may say Melancholy, or maybe just be their heads on it. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to go about designing it. I have started it and I'm working out some designs that I do and don't like. Also, I have some other characters that I'm currently calling Shikigo or Shinigo. The name is supposed to translate into after death or after the ceremony. I'm not really sure which one I want to go with, but I'll probably go with after death because of the whole lore. If you look on my Instagram page, you can read all about like what their whole lore is about. They're kind of like cute, morbid, characters. But their whole aesthetic is Valentine's Day, conversation hearts type stuff. So, and Cupids. So they would be a product that I try to be consistent with during around this time of year, February, and then in October, because they also have like a morbid side to them. So those are some things I'm working on. And then also I did stickers in 2023. I think I was talking about this, but then got sidetracked. But back then my name was Simply Charmed 2 for this business, and that's what this says on the stickers. Because I'm such a small business that if anyone is like wants to know where they got the sticker from, then I want them to be able to know that it was from me easily by reading the sticker and the tagline on the sticker. But since I have recently changed my shop name, I went ahead and changed the name of my shop to Nanami Bana, which is my nickname, which was given to me by my family. Those stickers having that tagline makes no sense. So I have to reprint the stickers and repost them, re-upload them to my shop and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do with the other stickers, instead of just throwing them in the trash, which is kind of like nuts, I was thinking of just cutting off the white border and selling them as like oopsie bags or surprise bags. So pretty much just well, mystery bags, as they call them. Like just gonna be a few stickers in the bags, and they're gonna be randomly assorted. And then I'm gonna sell them for like whatever amount of money, and then show what designs you can get. And the crazy part is that two of the sticker designs, which maybe I'll hold on to for next or this upcoming fall. I actually had a company print them, which was nice. They were very good quality. But I'm like, I have a Cricut, I have a printer, I have scissors if I need to. I only did it through a company because doing it by hand or doing it with your Cricut takes so much longer because there's a lot of trial and error. And I was supposed to go to an in-person, well, sell stuff in person at like Trader's Village, but everything just went south, and I ended up, spending a lot of money to make money, and then that not happening. So I still have those stickers, and I'll just hold on to them until. And they also have the tagline of my shop name. It's not very readable, I don't think, but it's on there. So if you try hard enough to read it, you'll. I don't want. I just don't want people to be led to the wrong shop or to a shop that does not exist. So that's why I'm kind of like thinking about just cutting off the border and making them freebies or mystery bag stickers because I still had to put money into making them and getting them. Um, it just the whole name change made way more sense because when I was doing like art search of my name and just so many crystal shops or charm shops would have that name, Simply Charmed. Now I'm just like, I don't want to be associated with something that's not what I do. I picked the name Simply Charms because I really started off in 2014 as a handmade polymer clay shop, and then I went into doing resin and things like that. And I just wanted something cute and catchy, so I was like, I make charms. They're very simple. So Simply Charmed, as if they're like charming, charmed charms, Simply Charmed. Um, so I went with that, and as time went on, when I started my art account and just watching other businesses grow, I was really started to think about, does that name fit me and my whole brand? Because like, stationery is not a charm, it's stationery. So I was like, you know what, polymer clay, that's me, that's my hobby, is art. And art, I love to draw and I love stationery, so I went with my nickname Nana Bibana instead. So yeah, I'm just gonna be working on all those kind of things. I also filmed this morning a reel or a video of me making a matcha latte on my Tumblr. For whatever reason, the video is sped up. I literally clicked on video, press record, and it's like a freaking time lapse. There's no sound, so I put the ice in the cup for like absolutely no reason at this point because I don't even like ice in my drinks. I did it for like the ASMR kind of noise. Like my house is quiet, my boyfriend's at work, there's no one here but me. It was perfect. I did spill the milk, but I'm like, I could cut that out. But the whole video is sped up in time lapse. Of course, I can like slow it down and edit it and maybe add sounds over, but the devil really tried it today. But I mean, I'm still gonna use the video. I'm still gonna make it work. It is what it is. I don't want to refilm it, and I don't really have the lighting available to me now to do so. The sun is like doing the most right now. But on top of everything, my biggest goal is to be consistent with my content, consistent with what I'm doing, consistent with my business, and I don't want to get deterred. Like regardless of what happens, I'm putting this much effort now. Like I wish I would have done this, had this mindset back then, but I also focused on getting a graphic design job or getting some kind of job. But recently, in the past 2 years, I've just been having the hardest time getting employed. I don't know what it is. I've always had this on and off issue with being able to get a job. It's like I'd get a job and then I'd have the hardest time either getting to work or I would move. Had to move to Maryland when when the job's like going good. And then I moved to Dallas. I was over that job. But if I didn't, if we weren't moving out to Dallas, I would have just stayed until I found something else. But the one thing I have had the hardest time with is getting into my field in a way that works for me, because I don't have a license currently, and I don't have a car. So I've always had to rely on other people to take me. And, they've always had their own life. Even if I've paid them, it was just never a consistent transportation to where I needed to get to from like anyone in my life, if I'm honest. I've even tried, paying for Ubers and stuff to get to work, but after a while, it literally became to a point every time, this is every job, when I couldn't get people to drive me, was that I eventually was just working to get to work. Working literally to make enough money to get to work. And then some days I didn't even have enough money to get to pay for an Uber to get me to work. So it became like just pointless, and I would have to quit because like I can't get to work. You guys don't pay me enough money to pay for getting to work. So it's like I'm not gonna have a job just so I can pay to get to the job. Like that's crazy. Like I couldn't justify that reality. So that's usually that's usually the pattern, and it's been that way. And then I'll have like periods where I can't get a job for year at a time, months at a time. Yeah, and I remember when I first opened my shop the first time in 2023, I did get an internship, but what happens also when I get a job is I turn my attention from my business, because I'm so worried about trying to do well at my job, or focus on my job, or focus on working, or focus on the money that I am making. And I guess in the back of my mind, my brain's like, my business isn't making me any money, so I'm kind of like walking in peanut butter, where I'm doing all this stuff just for like there to be no results. But recently a lot of people have been just saying, if you want to start a business and you want to get seen, you want to get out there, start making YouTube videos, be consistent, post to TikTok, post whatever. So, I was very apprehensive about TikTok for a long time. It's crazy. I'm finally getting into TikTok, and there's this whole ban thing going on. But, Instagram's just not doing it for me. It's just, I had some engagement, but it's nothing huge. And now I feel like I'm getting no engagement whatsoever. No matter how often I post, no matter what I post, no matter what tags I use, I just am getting no engagement on Instagram. I'm just doing it out of habit at this point. But I just... something else. I have to do something else. People talk about how much more consistent YouTube is, and how much easier it is to put your links to your shops, and links to things that you are selling or that you use on YouTube. So I decided that I would just be more serious about it. I need to be more consistent about what I'm doing, and that's my goal. To get to a point where I can, make my own income, because I can't keep on waiting for other people to value me and what I can do. I've been working basically as a graphic designer for myself for like years at this point, since before I even graduated college. So I'm like, I'm gonna just employ myself, I'm still gonna work on my portfolio. I'm still going to apply to jobs. I'm still gonna work on my resume. But my main focus is literally this business, because I don't have to worry about proving that I'm worth hiring if I'm working for myself. So that's my goal, is just to make my own income. I do want to work in my field. It is something that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed college. I really enjoyed the internship that I had gotten. Of course I want to be a UX designer, but that would mean I'd have to get a certificate. And I don't know, I just don't want to spread myself too thin again, because I feel like that's what I did last year. I was focused on so many things that I got overwhelmed, and I didn't put the right amount of effort and energy into my business like I should have. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm not gonna let fear hold me back, or anxiety, or be shy about it because someone may say something, or someone I know may see me. I'm not gonna let that stop me from what I really want and what I should be really doing for myself. So now I'm trying to prove myself, improve myself. I'm trying to get closer to God and all kinds of things. And one thing the Lord never gave us was the spirit of fear. So anything that makes me scared or anxious, I pray about it, and I try to do it anyway. Because if fear is holding you back from something you have a passion for, then it isn't from God. It's definitely from the devil. So if you're anxious about anything, or if you have a fear, or if you're like shy and all that kind of stuff, just do it anyway, because you'll be sitting here like me, wishing that years ago you would have put forth the effort, or just did it when you should have. and you would have been so much further than you are now if you just, just do it. And that's the one advice I can really give, is just don't let anyone or anything hold you back from what you want to do. I've let myself feel like I was a background character in someone else's life for too long, and I'm no longer going to do that to myself anymore. Like, I have to put me first and what I want first, and the people that want to support me, they will. And if it's not something you're into, then that's fine too, because we all weren't born on this earth to like the same thing. But if you have any criticism, whether you buy stuff from me or not, any advice, I'm open to it. I'll listen to you. Especially if you have some kind of experience in the field. Even if you don't, if you just see something, you're like, hey, that's kind of, whatever. I'll take whatever you say into consideration, because I'm trying to grow, so, yeah, I think that's everything. Oh, also, I'm going to be making some more mug designs, because I found another person on Printful. That's what I used to print Printify. I use Printful to print my shirts and sweaters, and Printify is for all drinkware that I use, because I just like what they offer and the colors that they have and the options. So on Printify, I found another provider who does who will ship and print my stuff for me. They have more color options, so now I can have a little bit more mugs. I really love my cinnamon roll design. I know you people are probably sick of seeing it, but I love that illustration. I always have. I'm not sure what it is, but I just want every product I sell to have them on it. So I found some yellow and orange mugs, and I can make the yellow like a lemon cinnamon roll mug design and an orange cinnamon roll mug design. Yeah, so for now, that's everything that I think that I'm going to do. That's a little bit about me. This is the face of the business. My name is Kiana Sinclair. But yeah. It's really hot in here. It's annoying because it's I wanted all those good natural light vibes, but the sun is doing the most, so I'm gonna have to do some editing. My iPad was also doing the most, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just make some space on my phone and I'll make a video and call it done. So I just want to say thank you for watching my video. If you have anything you'd like to say, or if you have seen my short and you have a comment or something you'd like to be made, then go ahead and comment below. If anything, just leave a comment. If it's in your heart to leave a comment, like and subscribe if you're interested in what I'm going to be doing in the future. Yeah, I just have more coming up and things to do. I'll probably just do voiceovers for the rest of anything else I make in this video, which more than likely I'll show me drawing and working on the other products that I mentioned in this video. Either in this video or in the next video, but yeah, that's just what I'm working on. That little avatar is of me. It's not supposed to be someone else, but it's of me. Normally that's how I have my hair, and I like to put bows on top of my hair. I love bows. I love rainbows. I love cute things. I love patterns. Anything with polka dots on it that looks polka dot, I love it. So you'll probably see a lot of that in a lot of the things I design. But anyway, just thank you again for taking the time of your day to come watch me sit here and talk about whatever I've been talking about. I look forward to seeing you again in my other videos, or being, or just watching me from the distance. You can follow me. All my social medias are Nana Bivana, except for my craft stop is still Simply Charmed. Maybe. If not, then it's going to be Simply Charmed Craft. It's going to be Nana Bivana Crafts. My art page is just Nana Bivana. And then I have another page, just Nana Bivana Studios. Nana Bivana Studios is just all of the things I'm working on, art, and my handmade stuff. It's where I do most of my marketing at. Nana Bivana is my illustration page. And then what's going to become Nana Bivana Craft, which is currently Simply Charmed, is my handmade page on Instagram. Anything else, all the other socials, is just going to be Nana Bivana Studios. I don't have time to be making 3 accounts on every social media page. I use Instagram as more of a portfolio at this point because like no one seems to care about what's going on over there. So that's why I have sectioned off that way, and that's where I started was Instagram. I don't know if I'm gonna make a Twitter. I have a Twitter. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing anything on it or what I'm gonna do. I don't understand Twitter. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't. Um, I have a sister who could definitely explain Twitter to me. She's older than me, but she be on there, so yeah, I probably get her help with understanding Twitter and what to do on Twitter. But for now, I'm just focusing on, and I need to set up my Facebook page. Right now, I'm just focusing on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and I might transfer. Oh, I also have Pinterest. My Pinterest is actually Artsy Crafter 700. I might change the name. I don't really know. I just had it for so long. I don't really care. I don't know. But I post them on there. I post everything on there from handmade products in my shop to the digital, to the not digital, to the new products that I'm working on, like the cinnamon roll, like anything with my illustrations on it. I post, just the pictures on there. So yeah, every other page will probably have both products. Well, no, it's gonna have both products. I'm not gonna separate it. It's just gonna be under Simply Charmed Studios. I'm gonna call it done. Um, but I do have a second YouTube. That is currently, I do believe, called Simply Charmed. I'll put the names and the links to everything. I will be changing my name, of course, because I want everything to be under the same name. I just want my content to be curated towards people who want to see it. I don't know if I'm gonna make a page that's I don't know if I'm gonna do a YouTube page just dedicated to both of my shops, but for now I have this illustration page and then my handmade craft page, which I'm about to start doing some new stuff over there too. And I'm gonna be transferring everything from my handmade shop to my Shopify shop so that everything is in one place. Because Etsy is costing me way more money than it's making me. It's not. Just not with it. But thank you again for being here. Thank you for taking the time of your day to come listen to what I have to say. I hope to see you in the future. I have so much planned. It's crazy. Like my mind just is constantly making ideas and creating stories for things. It's just nuts. Half the time I go to bed and I'm just like making basically a whole new shop in my mind with all the products that I'm thinking of. So yeah, just love to see you back here and support me if you can, however you can support. You don't have to spend money. Just even just watching my videos and commenting and maybe open a Patreon because it's kind of hard when you have to make all the decisions yourself. When you have the only person that decides whether what looks good or what you don't have a I'm not a prophet. I can't see the future. I don't know what's the best thing to do. I can only pray about and ask the Lord to guide me. And that's it. So you're kind of making a lot of decisions yourself. So I would love feedback. I'd love for interactions of any kind. But yeah, thank you for coming along on this journey. I'm not giving up. So yeah, that's that.